2019, I started a documentary where I interviewed a couple of my siblings on our upbringing and how we were raised by our parents. So, this is that documentary. Enjoy.
Alright, I'm just laughing, guys, at my Vallejo jokes. And it's not funny because it's going to be a documentary. So, hopefully.
That is good, though. It's authentic, it's original, that's what
I mean, I'm not supposed to do that, though.
So, more questions.
So, that part might get
dating.
cut off.
Let's talk about dating, Bethany. What was it like wanting a boyfriend in school?
I always wanted to have a boyfriend since I was a little kid because I thought it was cool. Like, even my neighbor was like my boyfriend. Like, I had the boy next door at a young age when I was just a little girl. Like, and I was like telling mom and dad too. I was like, he's my boyfriend. Like, he's definitely my boyfriend.
And what was their reaction?
Their reaction was like, no, you can't even kiss him until you get married. And I was just like, I can't even kiss him? That's exactly what I want to do.
Remember when they said if you
probably because I see mom and dad kiss, like, and I was just like, all right, so that's what family does, like, so I'm gonna get myself a boyfriend at a young age, and I did, and it was hilarious. Because I hung out with him, with my sisters and his brothers, and we played ball.
Jeffrey.
And I would always kick
Michael liked you too.
Yeah, both the brothers liked me.
You're like, I want her, no, I want her.
I want her. Yeah. And I was just like, well, I choose you, and you go with Priscilla. I'm pretty sure I said that, like, to Michael, like, right? I set my sister up. Like, I was like, you have the one brother, I have the other brother.
I had CJ, though.
She had CJ, who God only knows, like, that later in life he came to a fight I was in, and it was his wife.
His wife?
His wife I beat the fuck out of.
You beat the shit out of CJ's wife?
Yeah.
Why?
Because she and her friends were stalking me because I was sleeping with another man who was married, and his wife found out, and she was pregnant. So he got her pregnant on an affair, so that's called an affair, baby.
But CJ's wife was like friends with her?
Best friends, happened to be. And
what did CJ do when he saw you?
He didn't know what to do, man. He said hi to me, and when I worked at Bread Alone, he said hi to me.
How is he looking?
He's looking rough because he got married to this bitch with no teeth because she smoked meth probably her whole life.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and he has 3 kids with her. 2 kids.
He like gained weight and stuff?
No, he's like fit and he takes care of himself, but this bitch is like all cracked out.
Oh.
Like, so she's actually dating a felony, like, artist. Like, CJ, yeah, but he's married. He's married to this girl, so please don't, like, even think of asking. No. It'll cause problems in my life because I beat his wife up. I made her bleed. The mother of his child, I made bleed. Her face, her nose, and her mouth was bleeding because I kept pop.
Well, she was ganging up on you.
They ganged up on me, and I told these bitches to come through. I didn't expect a man to run through, though. Look,
I love these teas.
So I have the fight on my book.
All right, let's not talk about the fight.
Let me show you, though.
I have this tea here. It says, in the beginning is you, in the middle is you, and in the end is you.
Oh, that's so sweet. Look, I'm going to show you the fight because I got jumped.
That's okay. I don't need to see it.
Really? CJ's there. And Dominique.
Oh, yeah, let's show it.
I'll show it to you, but not on camera, to the camera.
This is not Jersey Shore, but it's sure close
This is when I moved out to Albany.
Albany Shore.
I was home alone. I was in my pink slides that I had partied in all summer long.
Okay.
See me? I'm like that. All right. When I first moved in, I did exercises and everything.
You can see us.
Well, because I have to backtrack, and like if I backtrack, I'll remember more. So you want to ask me a third question? Hold on, don't look at everything.
Okay, so next question. After like the whole plays thing ended and all that kind of stuff, do you remember me like continuing to do the plays and writing and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, but then like it was just difficult. Like we did them when we were young, and it was long, and we spent a lot of time, and we spent a lot of time like.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know how to get through this shit.
Did you pause it?
No, I'm just letting the camera record me.
I know.
Oh, I found it. It's a minute long.
Okay.
Look.
Oh, and did a day?
That's
Oh my
it.
God. That's
I
his
had a
wife? She's
yeah.
white?
Yeah. Here, I just want to show this. No, you can't do that.
Oh, wait,
No.
can I just see this?
I'm watching it.
Who's recording?
Katie.
She's your friend?
Camping Katie.
Is she your friend?
No,
Then how did you get the video?
because I got it from Dominique. She got it from her cousin. She pushed me down. Oh, you're not going to like the next part. I get hit by a man.
A man hit you?
The man I was having sex with. His
Why
wife's
does
right
he
behind
hit
me.
you? Why does
Because
he-
nobody got my back. Now
You
they.
need to stop sleeping with these people.
I did. This was March. This was March.
Let me see where's CJ and Dominique at.
They're there.
Oh, there's Dominique. Was she gonna punch you, Dominique?
No, she was there in my defense if I didn't win, but like it was none of her business, and I called them over to Sandy's house.
She told you not to get into it?
No, she told me get it over with because they're gonna find you one day and you're gonna be alone with your family and they're gonna beat you up. So get it over with now. So I had no choice, and I had to.
Where's CJ?
He's there, but you don't see him in the video. He's there the whole time.
Well, at least she had your back. Like, you know, at least she was telling you and warning you. That's a good friend.
I should have need her, but I was tired because I had been doing like ecstasy all summer.
You can't
And like that fucked up my like head because it was all like fucking meth. We found out.
stop hanging out with these people.
I did.
They're gonna kill you.
I'm not hanging out with any of them anymore. This was back in March. This was literally June 1st.
I don't want to watch anymore. Okay?
I beat her up,
You're an
though.
adult. You gotta own your shit back.
I did on my
She
shit.
could have fucking killed you.
No.
It's a good thing
there
Dominique was there to have your back, because she could have fucking killed you. You never know.
Well, yeah, they were out to
Seriously.
like get me.
I'm about to message her and be like, I saw what happened to Bethany over the years, and like, thanks for having her back, because like, she could have been dead by now.
Yeah, you can tell her.
Her
that.
birthday's the same fucking day as mine.
I know, you can tell her that. She's gonna be fucking.
I love you, Dominique.
Great, this interview turned into an interrogation. Now you got my video on record.
Okay, anyways, skipping over that.
What's the third question?
Let's just go to like more happy
man.
times.
There's
before
no
all
happy
that
times.
time.
Our mom abused us our whole life. There's no happy times. Like, only happy time was when I smoked weed. That's why I started smoking weed since I was 14.
Right, but okay. So, do you want to just end the conversation?
No, we can talk more about what's the fourth question?
So like,
Tea in this shop.
where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 6 years?
Did you skip to like the last question?
Yeah, I did.
Where do I told you I want to become an art therapist for disabled children, and that's what I've wanted since I was 21.
Are you gonna apply to schools?
I'm nervous to go to school by myself right now. I have a program, an outpatient program that I have to go to.
But you don't have to go to class. You could do it online.
I'm not good with online. I want to go. Like, I don't want to be in New York. I do not want to be in New York. But I want to be around my family.
Well, that money from the thing,
it's
you
not
can
going to come
pay-
in for months, like, because
but
it's an investigation.
But I'm saying when it does come in, Bethany, you can use that money to get a place wherever you want to go to school at. And get a car, right? How much is it going to be? A lot, like 10 grand or more?
What?
Is it going to be more than $10,000?
I have no idea. I had Rachel fill out the... All right, don't put this in your documentary. But I had Rachel write it, all the facts down, and she just asked me questions, and I did the math. And it's like 3,636, like, or some weird, like, odd numbers.
That's a good amount. If you have like, if you have your other benefits, you could totally put down on a place and go to school.
Well, it depends how much money they're planning on paying me for working off the clock, and it's an investigation, and I had Rachel fill it out and I sign it. So if they investigate that, then they'll know that, like,
Are you gonna
I had someone
stay
write it for me.
focused?
But I just got out of the hospital, so I was like in shock that I even got the paperwork on Thanksgiving. Like, I thought it was like something different.
When are you going to focus on your career instead of other things?
I have to focus on my recovery before my career.
So after your recovery.
Yeah, but that's not going to be for a year.
So
at
you are
least.
gonna do it.
Yeah, and
That's all
I
that
didn't quit
matters.
smoking, so
Focus
now
on
I don't
that.
even want to go to
Focus
the
on
meeting.
it. That's all that matters. What matters most in your life?
What matters most is family, to me.
Friends? Do they matter?
There are friends that do matter to me, yes. Like,
Do you
work
matter?
life.
Do you matter more than they do?
Yes, to myself.
If your friend told you to quit school so that you could be with them, would you do it?
No, they would be like, you want to move out of state, more like it. Like, I had a friend ask me to move me to fucking Tokyo or some bullshit.
Oh, really?
And I was like, yes, I'll go with you, but I have to get back. Like, I can't just leave my family. And plus, thank God.
You can though, because you're not doing anything. You're not.
I
doing
did say I
anything
could,
wrong.
but she decided not to go
If you
because I
went to
convinced her
Tokyo,
to stay.
I wouldn't hate you. I'd be like, can I come? You know?
No, you're not understanding. Like, I convinced her to stay because I didn't think it was a good idea because she had a warrant out for her arrest to just stay.
Yeah, that's not.
And I said,
that's
I
gonna-
can't just run the fuck away from the state.
You would get in
with
trouble
you.
too.
So
yeah.
she's now like in the state and she's staying and she's been like fucked up like ever since in the head because our friend passed away.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, one day when you're ready and the timing's right,
we're still recovering. Me and her
do
are
you
recovering
do you
from
know the
that.
difference? Do you know the difference between helping yourself and helping other people?
Yes, I do, and I do help myself. Like normally, I would have taken a shower today. I didn't take a shower today, and that's like one of the most normal routines that I have. So it's kind of rough from last night.
Yeah, I'll say.
Like I feel tired and drained because I smoke. Like
Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm gonna take you home soon so you can do all
I don't
want to
go home soon, but I have to change my clothes and go to this meeting and sit there, and I'll feel really awkward because I smoked today. Like,
Are these meetings actually helping you or no?
no.
What
They're
will
not.
help? What would help you?
Me going to rehab probably would help me.
Does
Like,
insurance pay for that?
yeah.
So go. I'll take you there.
I want to go away to rehab. Like,
What rehab do you want? The one in Rhinebeck?
No, because I would wanted to run away from there every fucking day. So I have to find a rehab that will let me go because I don't feel like comfortable. Like sometimes, like I'll be honest, like it just like it makes me like really want to use again. Like, and that's what's most difficult about my addiction. Like right now I'll go to a meeting, but I'm only going to a meeting because I want a cigarette. And
Recording still?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
I really like don't want to go home high, so I'd rather stay here. But my landlord said bring me a pamphlet from the meeting you go to tonight because I missed a mandatory meeting last night and it was a risk fuckery, like no fuckery allowed, and I fuckeried around. You know the word fuckery?
Yeah. Fuckery. I like that word, fuckery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I'm talking, I don't want the interview to stop.
Yeah,
So
right.
I don't know if
Fun.
you have more questions.
Therapeutic. Oh, yeah. So
Yeah, I haven't seen a therapist yet. I'm seeing.
So
them on the
career
21st.
goals aside and all that, as a person, as an individual in this world, how do you feel about making a place for yourself, like making a safe place
I don't feel
for
comfortable
yourself?
living by myself yet because
Okay.
I've lived with somebody my whole life. I lived with multiple people my whole life. So me living by myself is not a good idea. Not right now.
But do you find that maybe when you were living with other people, your life was a little more hectic than it is when you're by yourself?
Yeah, I want to have my own place by myself, especially now that I'm living with a whole bunch of ladies who don't even smoke weed. So, except for one lady, and she's like my best friend, and I told her I loved her on the phone the other night because I was really upset. And so I was like, I love you. Like,
Would you
just
consider
naturally.
getting your own place when you had the money for it?
Yes, of course I would. And that's
Where
why
would it be?
It would be out of fucking Kingston.
Okay.
It would be out of
So
Kingston.
anywhere out of Kingston.
Yeah, because Kingston has roaches.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to go to Kingston.
What would your budget be?
I'd pay $800 a month for an
A
apartment.
1-bedroom apartment?
Yeah. Fuck
Okay.
yeah, I would.
Would you want to have a car first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need a car first.
So you get the car, get that set up, and then
But
after
I don't
that-
have any money for that, and nobody else is going to buy me a fucking car.
Well, if you get
except
disability,
for one person.
If you get disability,
Like, that said they would help me, but I don't
stop
think
thinking about them.
like-
If you get disability, they're not helping you.
disability is
going
going to take 3 to 6 months. So me
But it's
staying
also
clean-
going to take 3 to 6 months for the check
So
to
I
come
should just
in.
like go to rehab and
Yeah.
hang out for like a month.
Yeah.
I
You
had
got
to do this
three-
last time.
Would you rather work? Do you want a job?
Yeah, I can't work it.
Okay.
Because I'll be like, where are
when you can work, what job do you want to do? Something close related to your career?
What?
Like art? You said you want to go to school for art?
Yeah, that's why I want to go to rehab.
Well, do you want to get a job that is with art while you're going to school for art? No?
I can't handle all this because I have to go to bed by 9:30. I have a long day. I'm going to be doing outpatient Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 12. That's 4 solid hours every day of intensive therapy.
That's a job.
That's a job right there. So I'm recommended by the state not to get a job from DSS. They were like, we're not recommending to, but we're not going to tell you either. So
what does that mean that you have to do all that?
Means I don't
therapy. What does that mean?
Means I have a lot of fucking issues.
What does that? Do you have to go to a place and sit there, and then what happens?
And then I'm supposed to be recovered.
What does that mean?
Meaning released from the fact of my disease of an addiction to drugs.
What does that mean? Like, can you role play it for me?
No, I can't.
It
means that right now, here in my position, 6 months from now, or 3 months from now, from week to week basis, doing 4 hours a day, pretty much sitting somewhere and getting up to get tea and water because I fall asleep
you just
sitting down.
sit there and listen to them talk to you?
And you talk back, and it's group therapy for me.
For 4 hours straight?
Yeah. It's called trauma therapy.
Oh, they ask you questions?
You interact with other people. You get to hang out with other people. And you get to recover together.
That's good.
So we don't have anything else to do. And we don't feel occupied. And yeah, it's boring as hell. But it's called restraint.
Oh, so they're kind of training us to
be sober.
In work. Yeah, because you can't be doing that shit in work. You can't be on drugs at work. So they're training you to be sober so you can get a job.
Yeah. Eventually. But not until at least 3 months down the road. And then my disability should kick in because I actually have to go to the Poughkeepsie office. And the reason I don't want to go to Poughkeepsie and get dropped off by myself is because I don't know anybody. If I get dropped off in Kingston, I know the leaders of there. And they're going to be able to tell something's a little off. But I'm not leaving till now. I'm not leaving till 6:25 at least.
Let's leave now because you got to go now.
It's gonna take 40 minutes to get there.
About 36.
It doesn't start till 7.
Oh, so we'll leave in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I've been talking.
Dan, do you want to come for the ride?
I need a cigarette.
I'm just dropping her off.
Do you have Visine?
Okay, so I gotta get Love ready then.
Do you guys have Visine?
No.
Can we buy Visine before I go to the meeting? Are my eyes red?
You do look stoned, but you also look tired at the same time. Tired and stoned look the same.
It's because I take Congentin, and that makes me already feel like I smoke a blunt.
Don't say it's fine.
I know, I'm going to be falling asleep in the meeting. I always do anyways. I'm fidgety. I can't sit still, in meetings.
Because it's boring.
It's not that boring. I mean, it's kind of boring. If we're reading in the book. I mean, I'm going to look up the topic of this meeting online right now.
They're just talking about their experiences.
Yeah, but...
over and over again.
Yeah.
That's
and
not healthy.
It's to help us not be out on the streets looking for drugs, though.
Oh.
We have to meet at a church. So we're not out on the streets looking for drugs together.
Okay.
It's a union.
Okay. That makes sense.
I'm sorry. I got this last night. I'm so sorry. I'm going to be I'm just here for today.
All right. So it's
on Clinton Ave, Methodist Church.
So you're going to just try to stay out of trouble,
Yeah.
You know
discussion
what your
partition
is, right?
just for today's study.
Do you know what things get you into trouble?
Yeah, smoking.
Smoking weed gets you into trouble?
Yeah.
No, not the other things though.
What? The other things lead to a bad lifestyle.
Yeah. So to stay away from men that have drama and stay away from ghetto people. Bethany, if you want a man, get a rich dude with all his teeth.
I have a man who is rich.
He's got all his teeth?
Yes.
He's got money. What's his job? What's his career?
He just...
Is he married though?
Yeah.
No. There's a million other guys, Bethany.
All right, then
Do you
I'll just
really
be
want
bored
his
at
crackhead
home.
wife killing you?
No, this isn't CJ, and there's no crackhead wife. Nobody smokes crack in the family. Like,
Well,
The
do you?
fuck?
What do you want? Like,
my head's pounding because of this conversation. I need a cigarette. Like,
you don't need one. You think you need
I
one.
think I need a cigarette. I think I want a cigarette. I'm
Tell
gonna
the
sing a
cigarette
song.
companies to go fuck themselves for
Cigarette
giving you a
companies,
headache.
go.
You're killing children.
You're killing
Tell-
children, and it's
I hate
unhealthy. 'cause
Tell
it gives
tell
you-
teenagers not to smoke cigarettes.
Teenagers don't smoke cigarettes because then you'll be like me on the fucking patch. Like, let me just show this shit real quick. This,
Tell them their teeth will rot out of their mouth.
your teeth will rot out.
Tell them that their throat will close up and they won't be able to speak.
You'll
get
have
lung
breathing
cancer.
issues and induced asthma like I do. I have an inhaler. I can even show you on prescription.
Tell them
This is
their
why-
children can have birth
Stop
defects.
telling me what to do.
Okay.
Like, I just gave you a commercial on here.
Okay.
And I gave you a show.
Okay.
And I'll give you a twirl. I'll
Okay.
just show the camera. Look at me. I'm just up.
Oh, hell yeah.
Swirly, swirly, twirl.
You look good. You look great.
But, you know, can't completely show it off online because that's just, like, not ladylike.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
how I want to show it off, but I'm going to change into my clothes for my meeting. And
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
That's awesome. Okay, so you're just talking to the camera. Okay, don't click on anything
Okay,
else
I'm
because
just
I don't
looking
want you
up
to
a
see
bit.
any personal stuff. So, I'll just ask you, like, what was it like growing up as kids with having our parents?
Okay, give me a second.
Okay,
So yeah.
just make sure it's
Well, I
recording.
mean, first off, everyone has different experiences.
Yeah.
So mine was probably different than yours, but we all probably shared some of the same things.
Definitely.
Like, definitely now as I'm older, realizing that, like, my parents, like, you know, all right, for example, my parents said that, like, you know, I was going to play baseball and be, like, a Major League Baseball player, which is pretty cool. When you're a kid, you want to play baseball for, like, and make money. But as I got older, that dream that they put, like, in me, I started fading away. And, like, realizing that when I played baseball for our teams, like, I wasn't, like, as good as other players. And, like, for me to get good, I had to, like, be the best of the best. And so that was kind of, like, hard because it's, like, you kind of come to a realization. So, like, even though, like, yeah, they wanted that, but it almost seemed like it was what they wanted, not what I wanted. So that changed. So I'm sure, like, with my brothers and sisters, they kind of probably felt the same thing in some aspects. And also, like, you know, they're not the type of parents that, like, their beliefs to Jesus. So, like, you know, no sex before marriage. Like, you can't, like, kiss people. Like, well, obviously not people. You don't want to kiss people, but you don't want to kiss, like, you know, for me, girls. So, like, I can't, like, I'm, like, afraid to talk to girls. Like, just because, like, it seems wrong. I'm going to go to hell. Like, that was my belief. Like, would go to hell if I, like, did something wrong. And that's, like, bad. Like, that's so...
That's psychologically fun.
Yeah, and, like, you know, who knows, like, what they've gone through, but at the same time, like, they didn't know, or they knew, or they just thought they knew they were doing the right thing, that's what they wanted us to believe. But as some miraculous way, I feel, or that, like, I just came to a realization really quick, and I know I had good friends that, like, kind of, like, were like, that's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
no. So them putting that on you is, like, a huge pressure. Like, I mean, like, some, you know, there's respect too. Like, in my house that I lived, like, we couldn't curse, and, like, yeah, like, obviously, like, you don't want to just, like, curse out people, but, like, sometimes that's an expression, and you're not just, like, saying it, and you if I said it, okay, in a good example, if I cursed, it'd be like, I'm like, Jesus hates me, and then it's like that fear, then I feel like I'm doing something wrong, so I'm gonna please my parents in a way that they, like, isn't wrong.
Yeah.
So it's just weird, like, I don't know, it's things like that, and
It's not normal.
it doesn't seem normal, like, you know, maybe to them, but, like, as a little kid, like, kids, like, taking everything, so that was kind of intense, and, like, maybe having huge, like, I kind of think now, but, like, as a kid, like, I grew up with a brother who was Down syndrome, and not saying that was planned, but, like, I feel like I was more sometimes of a parent than my parents, like, watching him constantly, taking care of him, and I probably didn't do the best job because I'm a kid, so, like, what do I know? at the time. So
No, you.
I mean,
yeah.
now, like, yeah, like, it's kind of a blessing and a curse in my eyes because, like, I kind of, like, have, a sense of, like, how to, like, take care of someone. But, like, as a kid, you just want to go off and have fun. You can't really do that if you're, like, stuck watching your brother or something.
Exactly.
In a sense. So, like, it kind of seemed unfair. But it kind of, like, was good in the end. But at the same time, like, I'm sure there's other ways of that being, like, managed or, like, something like taking turns, like more or less on one person at a time.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you
Like-
were like with him 24/7.
Yeah, it seemed like
And
that,
I was
and it's like I love
fuck?
Jacob, obviously, but like, you know, I had other things I wanted to do, and it's like I can't do that because stuck watching my brother, which isn't necessarily the wrong thing now looking back, but it's different when I was a kid to now, and you know. Other things like, you know, I was homeschooled and I was taken out of school and I don't really know exactly why, really. I like know.
Oh, I was just thinking that actually.
Yeah, no, like I know from what I've heard, like my school teacher in 4th grade didn't want me to get involved in like the wrong crowds, is from what I heard. But I didn't know if I heard that from her and that was just word from my parents. But in a sense, the homeschooling kind of did obviously shelter me, but like I really wasn't exposed to a lot of things that, you know, my sisters more were exposed to in that high school thing, because I've heard all my friends went to Kingston High School too, and they told me it's terrible. Like one of my good friends said that he was gonna like kill himself. So it's like I'm kind of glad I didn't go to school, but like yeah, like I'm kind of glad I didn't go to school, but at the same time, like I'm never gonna experience high school and what that was like. Maybe that's a good thing, but yeah. So being homeschooled too, like that was their decision. I mean, yeah, I can't make those decisions as a kid, but you know, like it was like, I'm like, homeschooling I guess has like a bad rep. Not really, but like you're like, oh, you're like don't know how to socialize. But I was actually, my experience is totally different. But you know, I started working too at a young age, and like I met a lot of my friends through that. So that was like I knew how to socialize, and I stuck with sports.
How old were you when you started working?
I think I was 16. I think officially like getting paid, but I think I started at 14 at volunteering. So 14, like that was a huge responsibility too, but like in the long run it did eventually work out. But even still, like, you know, 14, 16 going to work, like, yeah, I guess it's good making money, but even still, like, that's, I don't know if that, you know, I feel like a little too young.
Do you feel like it was too much pressure as a 14-year-old to be babysitting Jacob and to also be working?
In a way, yeah. I don't know necessarily if I really like that. Those two things felt too much pressure, because honestly, I think more. It was so long ago, but when I was in working, like I was actually away from watching Jacob or like home. So like in a way, it was kind of nice to be away from things. So like it was a different responsibility, but it was more like something like different that I really wasn't like forced in that sense to do. Like, you know, I don't know. Like volunteering is good work, but maybe like. 14, I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Because, like, in a way, like, I met most of my friends through work. So, like, I kind of, right.
Right. There's always a silver lining to everything. But as a, if you were to imagine yourself as a father.
Right.
And you had a son, you had two sons.
Yes.
One with Down syndrome.
Right.
Who was a baby.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
give or take, 3 years old, toddler age. Probably, and you were 3, so that would make you like 14.
Yeah, I think 14, 15, something like that.
Yeah. So you're a teenager. You're a young teenager, 13, 14 years old. You have a 3-year-old brother with Down syndrome, and your parents are asking you to babysit him, and on top of getting up the next day and going to work again. Volunteer at the YMCA, which is a gym where you're like actively working physically. Would you yourself, if you were a father with 2 sons in that situation, say, okay, you're 13, your job now, your responsibility is to watch your Down syndrome brother while I go out on a date? Right. Would you do that as a father? No. I wouldn't do that. Right. Yeah. I wouldn't do that. Would you classify a father who does that to his kids as an irresponsible father who's not really like motivated to be a fatherly figure, but more motivated of his own needs and desires, as such as like something superficial as going to a movie? Yeah, like in that scenario, yeah, like that definitely seems like irresponsible in a sense, because
you know, at the same time, I do a lot of where I look, like, try and look at the other person's perspective, and
Yeah, sure.
and like
Jangle Mango. All right.
like
No, I'll be right back.
yeah.
She can edit it, I guess.
You can just leave it, Sam.
Okay.
Yeah. You
Do you
want
want me-
some more food or something?
No, I'm good.
All right. Yeah.
Do you want me to? I'll just wait.
I was terrible when I was on camera.
Oh my god.
And it was like questions that were like obvious too.
Yeah.
It was just like stage fright.
Yeah. When I mean, it's awkward because when you get like, even when I got in front of it, like I just like, like kind of getting like heat, like the room was getting warm, but I kind of just figured, fuck it, it's just talking and there's just pretending like it's
So
not
I got the
there.
beer out now.
Yeah, it did. Definitely did. Is it like usually quiet around here? Is it where you guys live? Pretty quiet?
I never heard anything of the neighbors.
That's
The
good.
neighbors just scared of us.
Wow, that's funny. Yeah, that's cool
There's
though.
my mom, drama with my mom.
Oh my gosh. So is this like all? Does anyone? Do you guys own this, or is it just like everyone? It's like someone else owns this the houses or whatever.
This is just an apartment.
Right,
But this house is just split in half.
Okay.
The other side's being renovated.
Okay.
Never seen any activity or anything like.
It's just been there for a while.
Right now they're like throwing. I guess they're not trying to fix anything up right now because maybe it's some really expensive problem or something.
Yeah, it's true. No weather, but like even so, been getting
I
nice
think the
days.
person who owned that house, the person's mother died who owned this, lived here. So then the daughter just owns this now, but
Yeah.
she lives in New York City.
Okay.
So she just rents this out for
Right.
living. I think
Yeah.
That's the deal.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice though.
And it's not a terrible deal. Like at first we're like, my mom left. We have to pay the full rent. We're screwed.
Yeah.
But you don't. All the other options are just as expensive in New York for this kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
setup we got. It's not
Yep.
that bad.
Not at all. It's nice. Definitely. Hmm. Hmm. I guess it doesn't matter.
I'm not having a beer.
But
You guys want a beer?
No, I said I'm gonna have that. But yeah.
yeah, I mean, that what I was saying before was, you know, I tend to obviously look at both, kind of like put myself in not other people's shoes, but kind of come in the frame of like, okay, like obviously, I obviously didn't know all was going on, you know, so
Yeah.
you know,
We've never really been experienced to like other households and how they operated.
Yeah.
Because you hadn't been exposed to them.
Right.
'Cause I remember, by the way, the school thing, why mom took you out of school.
yeah,
You were in, Josh was in pre-K and you were in kindergarten.
yeah,
And there was this kid, I believe his name was, I forgot. I think it was like some Trayvon Washington or.
oh, I know, Andreas Washington.
Andreas
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Okay. So he was like teasing you, like it was like male egos in like
Right.
fucking kindergarten
Yeah.
already. Because that's what school is.
Yes.
It's just like
Right.
animals, like
Right.
fucking fighting in the wild
For whatever
for
reason.
survival.
Right.
To be like the lion, the king of the rock or whatever.
Yeah.
The prom king, the prom queen. It's just a whole big thing.
Right.
So, anyways, even at kindergarten though, it's like still like that. But and he was just like teasing you a lot, and mom, the teacher was like, oh, this isn't okay. Like, this isn't good behavior.
Mhm.
I'm worried about Sam because he's getting picked on.
Right.
And Mom lost it. She lost her shit. Instead of seeing that it was like normal and natural, or just being like, let's invite the kid over to hang out with my kid.
Right.
Because, you know, he is black.
Yeah.
And you're white, and like he probably just like felt threatened, you know.
Yeah, I don't.
Given that,
It's,
but like it's so weird though, because he actually told me in person 5 or 6 years later. He was like, I actually wanted to be his friend, but I like didn't know how to.
yeah, that's.
It was like
That's
kindergarten.
so-
It's like, I don't know how to be a friend in social thing.
Yeah, no, that's so
I don't know
funny
if you were
because
ever wondering.
even okay, I have a confession. From what I remember, like obviously I was in, I don't know, kindergarten, first, second grade. Like I'm pretty sure we all were in the same grades all the way up to like fourth or something like that, or third. And I remember like him messing around, but like to be honest, I didn't really feel like he was like even bullying me.
No, he wasn't.
Like maybe like I got a little annoyed, or like
Yeah.
one time I'm pretty sure he like asked for like 25 cents or like $1 in quarters.
yeah.
And I think I gave it to him, but I think other people thought that he was taking my money.
'Cause he was
And then he
black.
paid me back.
Because he was black.
Yeah, or I don't know if that was like, probably.
Probably.
But like I felt like almost bad
Racist.
because like not bad, but like I didn't really know, and like I didn't really feel like that, and like I, you know, I obviously like I don't even know if I felt like I might have felt nervous around him too. Like I didn't know how to like he was the way he like was like teasing me. I didn't know how to tease back or like how to do that back. And it's actually funny. I ran in like I never really forget a face. I pretend I forget a face because I don't want to talk to people sometimes. That's another thing. Like I remember faces and whatever. I don't know if people do that, but and I was at the
What was his
gym.
name again?
Andreas Washington.
Andrea, okay.
And like last year I was working out. I was trying to do a whole year, and I think I did it. But anyways, yeah, I ended up. He was there working out, and I was just like I knew it was him, but I just trying to like obviously I didn't know what to say because like I don't like 5-year-old me or whatever was just like awkward, like fuck, like does he think like I'm like yeah? But you know what he did? He called me. I was like Sam, and like obviously I was so nervous. I was just like I was like yo, and we just were like what's good and blah 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 blah, and that was pretty much it. But like it was oh my god, and then because I used to play baseball with him. Another kid named Zach. I don't know his last name, which is ironic because I ordered pizza last night and he was the pizza delivery guy. Yeah, it's just so.
Get out of town!
I'm not even fucking.
Get out of
I don't think he
town!
noticed me because it was like dark, but I
my God.
remember faces and I could see him pretty well. The second thing is, this is even more funnier.
Is this recording this?
Yes.
Okay, good.
The other thing was, so I had a good friend that went to New Paltz and he was in a frat, and then he would invite me and my good friend to go to them, and we'd go to them. So I ran into this other kid named, you probably know him, Nick Timbrook. Yeah, you would know him if you saw his picture. But anyways, he is another kid that I went to school with, and I was like, yo, Nick. And then he was, really drunk and probably on drugs. And we brought it. I was like, yo, how you been? Like, do you know what happened? I was asking questions because I was curious of what other people. I'm pretty sure one chick became like a drug addict and is like on the streets, which is sad.
I've heard stories about
Another
that.
one is like it's not bad, but she has a kid, so I'm sure she probably had a kid when she was young. But
Yeah, probably.
that's another story. But anyways, she turned out actually pretty attractive. But anyways, and there's another girl that works at KVD. But anyways, I'm getting off track.
Okay.
Freaking, I'm at this party. Nick is talking, and I'm like, and he brings up Andreas, and he's like, yeah, that guy became like a drug lord. And I'm just like,
He's a drug lord? Are you fucking kidding
I don't
me?
know though.
Oh my God.
And then
Wow, this is cool.
it's so weird. So then, yeah, I don't know if that's true or not, but he might have got involved with drugs and selling.
Brother,
I know.
His older brother who had a
Dude,
crush on Bethany just friend requested me.
that's funny because I'm pretty sure I ran into him at the bars in New Paltz. Yeah, and then some guys were like,
Daniel, right?
yeah, I don't know if it was him, but it looked a lot like him. And it was funny, dude. I don't know, it's so weird. I don't know why this happens. He was like, he was with his friends, and there was another guy, and everyone was probably drunk. and the one guy was trying to get through the crowd because it was New Year's, and the one guy was like pushing and shoving his friends, and they were like, "Yo, bro, calm down," and I'm like right behind watching, and I'm pretty sure it's Andreas' brother, and then what's it called? So that gets settled, and I'm like just tapping on the shoulder. I'm like, "Yo, people are crazy," and he's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "I gotta get through," and he's like, "All right, everyone move," like helping me get through. It was so weird. It's so weird, but
So cool.
yeah, back to the Andreas thing. Yes, so that makes sense. That's so funny that like he said that, because like that kind of like now is like fuck, like I feel like I was just like
But we're
didn't know.
like desperate to be like buddies.
Yeah, and like it didn't happen.
Even mom
We were like
trying
forced.
to stop it can't. Even our mom can't even stop the universe. That just goes to show.
And like, I mean, I I'm not gonna say I wish I could go back in time, because like obviously I have really close friends, and like
it wouldn't have worked out with our mom the way
it would have
she
been,
is.
yeah, exactly. So the way it happened was fine, but it's like, who knows? Like it's like the butterfly effect. We don't know that it could have been totally different
I
from
think
one
there's
day.
still a little bit of you were doing baseball and he was like hanging out that one time, and that's when he told me about it. And that's when you were probably like 10 or so.
Yeah.
And then when I was 16, I went to the movies, and his brother went to the movies to date Bethany, and I went to the movies and he was there, and he was like had this huge crush on me, and I was like, he was just like 10 or 11, and I was 16,
Right.
and I was just like, you're like 11, you need to chill, boy.
Right.
Like you need to calm down. And he was just like, when I'm 16 and you're like older, will you date me? Do you promise you'll date me? And I was like, yes, I promise.
Oh my
and then
goodness.
I,
You
like,
obviously
went
did
on
it,
and
right.
whatever. But wow, I actually was trying to find him on Facebook, actually. Yeah.
Right.
Let me see real quick. Let me
Oh.
pause this. Or I'll just leave it because I can edit it later. But
You know, he has a kid.
really?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, on Facebook.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is gonna really, because you know my dad, but when I did see him at the gym, he mentioned my dad, because I think dad's probably my dad.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
probably mentioned dad, but it's actually not bad. He said that our dad, like,
Right?
yeah,
That's Daniel
Yes.
Washington, his older brother.
yes.
That like Bethany.
yeah.
He saw me posting on Dominique's Facebook, because we're still
Yeah.
friends on
Yeah.
Facebook, and then he like friend requested me because and then I was trying to find his brother, but I was like, what is his brother's first name? What is his first name? Oh my God, Sam, you're gonna have to tell me again.
Andreas.
Okay,
I don't know how to spell that.
I know how to spell it. Let's see if this is him. Oh my God, he looks like is this him? No. This guy's Spanish. No. Oh man, that is so cool. Maybe he is on his brother's Facebook. I don't even know if he's on Facebook. He might not be.
Well, I know somebody that knows him that had a photo.
Oh, I posted that Merry Christmas to my brother's video, and Fiona hearted it. She was like,
That's
"Oh, this
awesome.
is so cute, haha, Sam and Josh."
Yeah.
Yeah, wow. It doesn't look like he's on Facebook.
I think he's on Instagram.
No. He's not. I can always ask his brother. I can always be like, hey, what's up with your brother?
How do you spell
How
it?
is he?"
A-N?
Andres. Andreas. There's this guy, but he's Spanish. Andreas Washington.
I don't know if his last name changed.
Anyways, wow,
But
that is really
that
cool.
was a big thing.
Yeah.
Sorta. The biggest thing that I just remembered was going to fucking church.
Oh
Fuck
yeah,
that.
talk about the church.
Oh my God, hold on.
How many times a day did we go to church? Remember
Too
the
many.
times we went to church and it was like 11 o'clock at night and it was a school night and we were still at church? I do, because then the
I
next
don't know.
morning my dad was like, 6 o'clock, time for school. And I was like, I'm going to put a bullet in my head. Like, fuck you.
But, no, what's it called? Yeah, the other thing, in my house was, church, I mean, like, my parents wanted to go to Sunday church and all that, and there was, like, all these fire meetings and, like, evangelists that would come to town, and, you know, as a kid, like, we were, like, okay, I felt, like, this is what I felt. I felt that I was, like, being forced to go to them, because they were so boring, the music was shitty, like, I didn't understand and care to, like, pay attention to the speaker, and, like, at the same time, like, it wasn't fun. Like, it wasn't fun, and it was so boring, and it was just, all the people there were, like, judgmental and, like, super rude, and, like, there was only a few people that were cool. Like, I remember the Purdy's, like, going out with them, like, going to church. Like, they were the only ones that, like, kept me sane, or, like, kept, like, not sane, like, obviously I wasn't gonna go crazy, but, like, actually enjoyed it. And, like, I had more fun. I don't even remember going to, like, Kingsfire. It's funny, it's called KFC, well, Kingsfire Church, so it's like KFC, but that church, they had meetings there, and we had to go to them, and, like, I remember, like, not sneaking off, but, like, hanging out with, like, the kids downstairs and, like, playing video games. Like, that's all I wanted to do, was play video games as a kid. But, like, I mean, I don't know, because, like, now as I'm older, like, I look at different perspectives, and, like, I could see myself obviously being that fucking annoying son or whatever, but, like, that's the thing. Like, I don't think now, like, parents or a parent should, like force, but, like, also maybe look at, like, what is really going on, like, because then the thing about, like, obviously, like, imagine, like, you want to go do something, and then, like, you have this kid that's crying and screaming, like, oh my god, you know, it's, like, annoying, but, like, you think about it, and you should be like, wait a minute, what can I do, you know, how old are they, can I talk, like, yeah, you obviously, there's discipline and all that too, is teaching, like, I don't have kids, and, like, I don't know how it's gonna go when I have kids, but it's all different, it's all, like, you can't, I don't know. It's hard question, not hard questions, but it's hard to, like, figure out. But I can tell you, when I was a kid, it felt that way. So it feels different now because, you know, obviously I'm older. But that was, like, a big thing because I didn't want to go. And I remember, like, screaming and crying and, like, hating, like, just, like, not wanting to go at all and just like, being forced to go. Like, I know one of my good friends, his dad would, like, take him to, like, car shows, and he said it was, like, the boringest, stupidest, like, he hated them. And when he was somehow young and smart and figured out, he got into Yu-Gi-Oh! So the Yu-Gi-Oh! Happened to be on, like, Saturdays when the car shows were, so he would end up going to Yu-Gi-Oh! And getting out of it, so he didn't have to go to the car shows. Nice. Until this day, he still fucking hates it. But
do you think that, like, maybe there was no room growing up with our parents, do you think, or maybe feel there was no room growing up with our parents, that there was no room for individuality, that it was, like, basically like a dictatorship?
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
It to, like, what the relationship dynamic is between our parents, like, where our status is and where our parents' status is. Mm-hmm. What was your status in your parents' eyes? What status do you think you held in your parents' eyes?
Like, what is that? What do you mean? Like,
status? Like, do you think you were respected as an individual, as a person with your own thoughts or feelings, or do you think you were being told to think and feel a certain way? Yeah, I see what you're saying. So, yeah, like, definitely, like, yeah, like, almost like you kind of had to, like, you couldn't, like, yeah, like, your own feelings were, like, you know, the situation, I don't think. I don't know how to answer the question. It's not that I'm nervous. I just don't know how to put into words. Let me reword it.
Yeah,
Let me reword the question.
As in, like something you, like, believe in, like, let's say you like rock music, but you can't
listen to it.
Yeah, that's a good example. Yeah, so, like, yeah, like, that was more like everything, like, was Christian, like, forced, like, in a way, like, you can only listen to Christian music. All this music is devilish, and, like, those were, like, things they would say, or, like, even, like, kind of until today, but. Yeah, like, you couldn't, like, listen to anything. Like, it's funny, like, I started getting into electronic music because there's no words. So, like, I was able to listen to that. But then, like, I was, like, secretly, or, like, figured out how to listen to other music and, like, just start listening to other music.
That's funny.
But, like, I can't open up about that. Yeah, it's like you can't express, like, oh, I enjoy this music. Like, I can't share that really because I'm scared to, like, be like, oh, like, if I say this, I'm going to get in trouble, or, like, you know, and at the same time, yeah, like, there are a lot of bad things that, like, you don't want to listen to. Like, there is, like, satanic music, and, like, it is legit, like, they worship the devil, and it's like, you know, obviously, like, you know, it's also your subconscious. Yeah, I mean, that's not my taste in music, but, like, in your subconscious, like, you probably shouldn't be listening to that in a sense, because, like, it's like
So sad.
the devil about death and stuff. Yeah,
Human
but
sacrifices.
I'm sure that's what if that was more like, hey, like,
Yeah.
or maybe example is if it was more like, look, this is like
Yeah.
the music instead of like not knowing, because like if you tell basically, I think I don't know if this is true or not, but if you tell like a kid not to do something, they're probably gonna end up going to do it. You can't stop that, but you can be more like open to them about it, or like, you know, talk. That's the thing. It's like you can't really open up. You can't have your own like expressions on things you like. Like, you know, even to this day, like I can't fucking like put like posters of like musicians I like because like they're all about like some of them smoke pot. And it's like, no, like that's not obviously why. This song is like literally about someone they loved and like they died or some shit. Like, and like, yeah, maybe like some way they can like, you know, if Jesus can like save them, but like, and even still, like everyone's different. So, I don't fucking know.
This has been an hour-long interview.
Oh.
No, it's like 30 minutes. Feels like an hour. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, it kind of seemed like that, or like, yeah, like I mean, like there's certain things like obviously like more than like it's kind of stupid things, but like things that were annoying because like movies you can't watch because like things are bad in them, and it's like.
Oh yeah. Like,
But like it was more like it was curiosity. Like you're just like, wait a minute, why is this bad? Like, oh, like what are they really doing? And it's funny because now when I like. Literally, mom and dad was, you know, Anger Management?
Yeah.
And you know, like, we weren't allowed to watch that?
Yeah.
They were watching it the other day, and, like, dad was laughing hysterically. I went downstairs, and I was
They're
like...
human.
Yeah, I was, like, going downstairs.
You
I'm
talk
like...
about all the shows that were satanic labeled. There were ridiculous shows that they labeled satanic.
Satanic.
Yes.
Did you remember that word? Mama?
Satanic.
Satanic.
Yes.
Satanic.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is I went down, they were watching Anger Management, and dad was laughing hysterically, and I'm thinking, what? Like... I couldn't, like, you're laughing now, but, like, I think our death is different.
Ago.
But, like, it doesn't make any sense because now it's, like, it felt wrong, but now it feels right. So it's, like, now I'm confused because, like, they're watching it. So now it's, like, it's okay for me to watch it. I'm fucking 22. Like, what? And then you watch movies and then you, like, actually understand, like, wow, like, that's not really what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's totally different. Like, I'm trying to think of a movie, like...
You want one of these pretzel things?
I'll have one. Thank you.
Like Love's Kids Show, Hilda, just because it's a witch in there. Satanic.
Yeah, anything that talks about, like, Harry Potter.
Satanic.
Forbidden. In that... It's okay, Sam. We have some more.
Yeah.
Forbidden. Like, Harry Potter was forbidden. Anything that had to do... I remember this one time... Mom and Dad went to Blockbuster. Remember Blockbuster? Oh, we did go to Blockbuster. Alice in Videoland. So sad that place shut down. I actually met the kid whose parents owned it.
Really?
I hung out with him a bunch of times. And
That's
he told
cool.
me, he was bummed just as much as I was. Like, he was like, yeah, it is really cool that my parents, like, sold it. They just sold it.
Do you know what they did with the
had a lot of
movies?
money.
Like, all those movies? Like, they're probably in a warehouse. They gotta be. Or they kept them.
They were using the business to make money so that they had money for something else they wanted to do. They were that rich.
Smart. That was one thing that I did enjoy. Like, there's a lot of negative things, but there's also positive things, too. You can't just think about the negatives. Like, that was a cool thing. Alice in Videoland.
5 days.
Yeah, yes.
$5.
It was like
and
Fridays.
$1 for 5 popcorn.
Yeah, it was so cool. And like that's cool. But oh my god, that brings me back because that was like when Josh and me first got our first video game console. We played on video game consoles, but we got that's actually cool. That's like history and like part of my childhood. But yeah, like that was where we first got our first PlayStation 1, and we got into video games that way and like had our own it was so cool. Oh my god.
That was so cool.
But I love that place. Like, oh my god,
I'm buying it and doing
this is like another confession. But I remember because you know how they had like the porn section of all. I don't know if you knew that.
I knew they had like a section that had like a black curtain. And I was like, what's behind that black curtain? I asked Dad one day. I was like, Dad, what's over there? Can we go look at movies? It's like there was like some weird like white dude who looked like he was just jerking off coming out. Like I didn't know.
Yeah.
Sense
you could be like, that's something's wrong going on.
Dad, what's behind there? And he was like, no!
Yeah.
He was like, and he was like, skirt. Like
no. This is it's like its own. It was I think it was only the only place in Kingston.
The only place, and this was like when Blockbuster existed.
Yeah.
But like it still was in business. Like
because they had the black curtain section.
No, because it was like a treasure trove. I don't know, how did they humanly? They must have worked for like a film studio or VHS company.
They had to acquire them
or something because they had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of VHSs. They had like. It closed down like right when I think DVDs started coming out, but like it was that place was literally Alice in Videoland.
Yeah,
Alice was in Videoland.
Yeah, exactly. That's the cool thing. So
the concept. If I
brilliant.
ever become a billionaire, I'm doing it. I'm having it.
Oh,
I'm gonna have a bunch of them.
Yeah, that.
But
did you know? I don't know if you knew this, but obviously Blockbuster, all of them closed down, but there's still one in existence. Did you know that?
Really? Where?
Yeah, I
in
forgot.
California.
No, right, Matt. Everything. No, it's in some. Honestly, it's probably in the middle. It's like in the middle of nowhere, I think, but. Yeah, it's the only one running, and the lady literally just goes out and buys the movies and then puts them on the shelf, and then like she still gets them because all the production obviously is shut down. Wow. Yeah, that would be like a field trip, honestly.
That would. Where is it?
I don't remember. Yeah, I can look it up, but
we can do that for my birthday. Like I just got paid like $1,000 for my school, so let's fucking do it. Like if it's not that far, if we don't have to take a plane to get there, we should do it.
We should buy the Blockbuster and make our own video.
Dan, one day we gotta take a day trip to Kingston, and I'm just gonna point out Alice in Videoland. And I'm just like take a picture, but the sign is still there and everything, right?
Okay, it says.
So cool.
Okay.
I don't remember those times.
That was the highlight.
Okay,
of
it's
my childhood
there's actually two, I guess. There's one in Australia,
but
the next one is located in Bend, Oregon. It'll be the last Blockbuster in the world.
How far away is that?
Bend, Oregon.
Oh my god, that would be so cool to go to that. I know you're going away though at the end of January, so that'd be cool.
I don't even know where we were, but yeah, that was fun. I was saying, yeah, I remember like obviously I'm a boy and I like wanted to go check the movies out, the not good ones. So it's 42 hours away. It's in 1 day and 18 hours. It's in Oregon.
Oh well.
Actually, that's really close to California.
That is actually not that far. A 24-hour trip.
42 hours.
Oh, 42-day trip.
Basically. But that's straight, obviously. You have
to sleep in a small ass sedan. We don't.
Yeah.
No,
but I remember this is funny. As a kid, I went over there like to obviously look at them because I was like curious. Yeah. And the lady caught me and was like, "No!" And like I was so nervous. I was so like, and I felt embarrassed. I was just like, "Oh, I'm like, oh, don't tell my dad. Don't tell my dad." Like, because I'm gonna go to hell. No.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing. It's like it's so stressful to like be able to talk and communicate with a person that doesn't want to talk or communicate back. You know?
Yeah.
That sucks, especially when it's your father. Like if it's like a stranger, it's different. Or if it's a friend, it's different. If it's any other kind of relationship, it's different. But when it's your father that you've known since you were a baby, since you were born, that like fed you and changed your diaper, that kind of like relationship, like. You know, the only other time that you'll ever have that relationship is like when you're an old man, if you're incapacitated and you can't like change your own diaper and feed yourself. Like, you know, that's a very rare relationship.
Yeah.
That like was so it was looked at from like such a like non like existent way, like it that kind of seeing a relationship as intimate and as like deep and meaningful as it is was not looked at it that way and seen that way from our own parents' perspective.
Yeah.
It was more like it was more shallow. It was more like, oh, we had you. Oh, here's some food. Oh, don't do that. Oh, let's go to church.
Yeah.
Like it was more just like
it
wasn't like a hard foundation.
Yeah,
like
it's
a
like
loose,
if
muddy hockey pile.
Yeah, it's like exactly. Like I mean, who knows? Like now, where you know we would be or I'd be, if like there was maybe that closer relationship or different, as in like maybe like not so harsh or like certain things. Like who knows? But you know, obviously there are probably families that are really close, like get along with their mom and dad, like super tight and close. Like I know people. Yeah. But even still, like
Dan texts his dad and like talks to his dad, and his dad like, you know, Dan, you're open enough. Like if you ever were like, Dad, I think I might be gay. Your dad wouldn't be like, oh, you're burning in hell, right?
I don't know.
You don't know? What?
Whenever my dad
Dan, you
made
got
that
issues, man.
joke,
Yeah, right.
Whenever my dad made that joke about he found random shoes in my old closet because my mom probably thought was gonna give it to you or something.
He thought they were boyfriends?
No, he made a joke to me. He's like, "Those aren't Jake's, right?" I'm like, "No."
Oh, because Jake's never had his girlfriend. That's what
Okay.
the joke.
Okay.
And I'm like,
Dan's dad is Christian based.
Yeah.
But he's also liberal and a Democrat.
So he's not like,
He's
yeah.
not like he's like, I love Jesus, but I'm not like gonna like force my kids to believe in Jesus.
There's and that's the other thing too. It's like
he is a loving, supportive.
He listens to like the Beatles and stuff,
Yeah.
but he also like
he has
Jesus.
what's that word?
He's just 1960.
He has that
Yeah. It's like
that
hippie.
word?
Bohemian.
No, there's like a word when like somebody actually
Come
like
upstairs,
has things
Bob.
that they like. What's that word? Not characteristics.
Personalities, like
Yeah. Like yeah, something like that. I'll probably come to me.
beliefs. He likes the
Sort of.
he likes the Christian beliefs, but he doesn't like think like he's not like, oh, everyone needs to be this or they're gonna burn in hell.
Basically, yeah, and that's the thing. When you hear that too, it's like
He's
annoying.
aware that Jake's, and I never told him, but he's aware that Jake's like an atheist. He's not like you're going to.
Really? What about that one time your brother was in psychosis and he was like, Priscilla.
Dude, that was weird.
That
The
was so
second-
crazy, yo.
What?
He was like, Priscilla's a witch.
No, it's a whole story. This is a whole story.
I'm just kidding. I didn't
Like,
tell him
woo,
that.
no.
I was like, you're in psychosis. I'll say that for later.
No, that's how I knew he was in psychosis. Me and Priscilla walk in the door. I discovered.
I laughed.
discovered-
I laughed so hard. I was screaming. I was like, I walked in the
No,
door.
no,
I
pause
walked
it
in
for-
the door.
I-
No,
Sorry.
I walked in the door and I was with Love and I was with Dan and his brother's just like.
The day I discovered he was in
Priscilla.
psychosis.
His brother
was
had
with
never
her.
said a word to me in like the couple
Yeah.
months that I was dating, and he's just like, Priscilla, I need. to talk to you." And
No, he was on top of the stairs.
And he was
Stop.
just like a zombie, and
Stop.
I was like,
No, he was on top of
I was like, no.
No,
I was
it's
like,
weird.
no, save
Stop.
me.
Yeah.
No, I was like,
It's
"Woo."
weird because he's my identical twin.
Oh,
And
what? Okay.
So it's me with
like
long.
they look exactly alike.
Yes,
That's
but he
crazy.
has long hair.
Ah!
It's me.
Yeah.
Picture, she
Yeah.
walks in and it's me with the hair down to his shoulders.
Yeah.
Priscilla, can I talk to you for a moment upstairs?
Yeah, well, that's from your perspective. When-
Right.
And then he tries to give us like a Bible study. Join the Bible study. I'm like,
The Uncle Sam?
I know he's hardcore late.
Yeah.
He's atheist.
Okay.
There's
That's
no
so
way in
funny.
hell he would ever invite me and
Sam,
Priscilla.
Love wants to play with
to
you
join
downstairs. She
a
probably wants
Bible
to show you her toys or something.
Okay.
I'll stop this for now.
That's.
I'm like.